Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader Stephanie, and today we have July's monthly predictions of 2024. So we're going to be looking into what the month of July has to offer you, what it will bring to you, and anything else that you may need to hear from divine source and guidance. So we have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have the blue apatite. Pile 2, we have lepidolite. Pile 3, we have green garnierite. And pile 4, we have garnet. So take a few deep breaths, think about the month of July, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the blue apatite, then we have your reading here for you for the month of July 2024. We're going to be looking at what is going on within the month for you, as well as we're going to do the 3-part tarot that I usually do, which is general, love and relationships, and money/career. And then we're going to look at the oracles to see what the overall vibe is. Let's start with the card that you chose. Koala, gentleness. Gentleness brings us closer to each other. How can you connect and bond? So I can see that you're growing closer to somebody or someone, whether it's a friend, a loved one, or maybe somebody extra special. But there's something here about, let me read it this way. You growing close to somebody, it could be a pet as well for those of you who are going to be getting a new pet, or maybe you're babysitting or house sitting and you just happen to grow closer to somebody in that vicinity is what I'm seeing. Like, for example, if you house sit, you might just grow close with the pets of the house. I know that's happened to me before, or maybe even just the people in the neighborhood. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your oracle cards to see what else is coming through. Gentleness is also letting me know that you could be just getting closer to yourself. Maybe you're actually paying more attention to your needs this month. Something about self-care is going to be very important. We have Farmer's Market 9. Remember to distinguish abundance from wholeness. Choose wisely and intentionally. So you could literally be going to more farmer's markets this month, since it is kind of like a good month for that kind of thing. At least where I live, I know during the summer and spring and fall, there's a lot more farmers markets, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I'm also seeing you being able to distinguish good things from bad things. So whether it's good quality versus bad quality, or even if we're talking about relationships and friendships, we're talking about which ones are worth keeping and which ones are worth just letting go. I feel like you're really learning about your worth, because the 9 also makes me think of the 9 of Pentacles in the tarot, where you're learning about your own abundance and how you can thrive on your own, of all the things that you have and your own worth. Let's get another card from this deck. From my pile 1, we have Summer Solstice 35. Like the sun, spread your ray of light and ignite the light in others. So the summer solstice could be important to you. I want to say that was in June. But regardless, I feel like something from the summer solstice is going to be affecting you this month. Maybe something you started back then. It could also just be the summertime having an impact on you. If you have summer in July where you live, of course. And this one wanted to come out, Sunstone 40. In the uniqueness of who you are, lives a world yet to be discovered. Like I said, some of you are really getting to know yourselves a little bit more. You could be working with sunstone as well. I actually don't have any on me, but I know it's a very lovely stone. It's usually orange-ish in color, but maybe you could be called to get a nice piece of sunstone or sunstone jewelry. What I typically have a lot of is moonstone, but not sunstone. Let's go ahead and get your self-care oracle cards. Since we were already mentioning self-care earlier, we're taking care of yourself. For my pile 1, we have hydrate. So definitely stay hydrated this month. I know if it's the summer, then you will definitely want to do that. But regardless, something about taking a lot more fluids in, making sure that you're being well nourished and hydrated, even if that's just drinking certain teas or beverages that are going to be nourishing. Personally, during the summer where I live, I like to drink a lot of lemonade because it's full of vitamin C and it adds that extra spiciness that I need to my water, because I don't really like drinking regular water. And we also have energy work. So some of you could be dealing with energy work or dealing with meditation. Though meditation and energy work aren't necessarily the same thing, I think they go hand in hand, because you can do energy work while you meditate. And what energy work essentially is, because I do this, and I do offer services for this. If those of you who are interested, it's part of my tarot reading. Like, I will bring an energy, call it in, and allow it to work through you so that you can clear any blockages or any sort of chakra or any body part that just seems like it's got any energy attached to it. You can learn a lot about this on plenty of YouTube videos and channels. I like to sometimes I like to have somebody else do it for me because I may not always be the best at handling the type of energy work that I need. But there is definitely something here about you learning about your own energy, your energetic body, if you will, and learning to release. The sun in the summertime tends to be a bit better for a release of negative old energies, stagnant energies as well, personally. At least that's how I've always seen it. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I'm kind of recovering from a bit of an illness, so my sinuses are a little bit all over the place. Let's go ahead and get your astro cards for my lovely pile one. We have Mars motion. So I see you're going to be very active in the month of July. Also, 22 came twice. So maybe the 22nd of July is going to be important for you. I know that's when we move into Leo, or close enough to that date. Correct me if I am wrong, but there is something here about you stepping into your confidence and into your active energy once we move into that fire sign energy, which might be the fire that you need to get going on a certain project or on certain endeavors that you're trying to do here. But until then, it's like you're working on nourishing yourself, on taking care of yourself, eating right, drinking enough fluids. Let's get another one from the Astro Oracle. First house, arrival. Yeah, there's something about you stepping into your power. Some of you could have Leo in the first house or even Cancer in the first house. So there's definitely something about you stepping into your most confident era yet. And this is going to be due to the fact that you know how to take care of yourself, that you don't really need anybody else in order to do this for you, but you also know your worth, if that makes any sense. Not saying that you won't have people. Like I said, you will be growing close to somebody. But I think even in you learning to take care of yourself, you're teaching this person or people to really value you in the way that you are meant to be valued. And they're going to like this. They're going to like the empowerment that you have, the empowerment that you exude in being able to care for yourself. Let's get a card from the, is this the Work Your Light Oracle? This is the Work Your Light Oracle. For my pile one. We have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So some of the people you could be getting closer to in the month of July could be your own spirit guides, believe it or not. Because I'm thinking of like your spiritual team that you choose before you incarnate into this life. I'm actually working on a reading like that right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to release it in July or not. It's a mystery reading from your spirit team or spirit guides, so maybe you'll be interested in that once it comes out. But let me go ahead and get another card for you. Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Yeah, I really do see you ascending on a more energetic level in the month of July. And a lot of this comes because you've really just done the work to put yourself there. I feel like you're going to develop a whole new level of being in the month of July. Maybe you've taken more time to really focus on yourself and focus on your goals. I feel like a lot of you have really worked on your self-worth and or have gotten to know people who really make you understand your own self-worth. I'm thinking of like becoming friends with people who really just admire and love and encourage you, and in doing so you've learned to really appreciate yourself a little bit more, because even though you don't really need any outside validation, it never hurts to have people reinforce that within you, you know. I feel like it only adds to the amazingness of who you are. It's like because you're already exuding it, people can't help but reflect it back at you. I really do love this energy for you, pile one. If this sounds like something that you want to claim or you want to keep hearing about, then we're going to move on to the tarot portion. So without further ado, we're going to do the tarot portion in 3 parts. And for a lot of you, this might be my pile that doesn't travel much, or at least in July you will not be traveling, because I know during the summer, at least where I live, there's always travel involved, but I wasn't really getting that this much. Of course, that doesn't have to be the case. I feel like right now you're just really focusing on yourself. I do have to say there is a song stuck in my head for you, but I kind of didn't want to share because it's kind of an F-boy song. It's by it's a Spanish rapper. His name is Setangana. and the song is Duro. And essentially the song is about how when people fall apart, he spends it doing a lot of questionable things. It's very much an F-boy song, which is why I don't want to put it out there for everybody. Take it only if you know you're dealing with somebody like this. So, like I said, some of you could be growing closer to somebody, but some of you could be actually growing apart from somebody who doesn't have the best intentions for you. And maybe this is part of the reason you're doing a self-love and self-care kind of month in July. So take that only if it resonates. This person will come back through. Let's go ahead and get your cards just to affirm this a little bit more. The first card is going to be general. So we have 15, ego, Archangel Jophiel. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. You could see this as this person if you have somebody like this, but I'm also seeing you being trapped by your own thoughts or feelings that you are not enough. The ego here is supposed to be the devil in a traditional tarot reading, but I'm seeing it more as you being limited in your beliefs or in the notion that you can't get anything better out in life. So I feel like you're really going to be dealing with that this month, pile 1. We also have 10 of air. This is a 10 of swords. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Or recovering from a bad habit in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be an addiction, of course. Especially if you have like a habit of overspending or of overindulging in a certain hobby in order to neglect the feelings you are having. I feel like some of you could be just like that song that is coming through. Maybe when you fall apart with people, you just decide to indulge in things that you shouldn't because you feel entitled to it. That's not going to be for everybody, of course, but I feel like some people can at least understand, you know, like after a breakup, some people will just indulge in ice cream and sit in front of the TV all day because that's their way of coping with it. That could be a bad habit that you decide to break. Like, sure, you broke up with somebody, but it doesn't mean you're going to ruin your diet over it or that you're going to stuff your face with something over it. So that's not going to be for everybody, of course, but I do see you breaking a negative cycle in the month of July, pile 1, and I'm very proud of you for it. And then we have the 2 of water, 2 of cups. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. Like I said, I feel like this person will come back, if only to just give you closure in the way that you need it. I don't think, well, let's go ahead and, it's funny, this is a general reading and I'm already getting a lot of love things coming through pile 1. Maybe some of you are really dealing with a relationship here. If not, it could be a friend. But the 2 of Cups is just reaffirming that you're getting to know more people, that there is a bond here between you and either a group of friends or maybe one other person. Let's go ahead and get 2 more cards. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, an unnecessary worry. And 3 of Swords, 3 of Air. Great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. I do see you having put a lot of effort into something that didn't exactly pan out, and I feel like you're kind of taking it really hard on yourself, regardless of whether it was a relationship or something else. But I do see that you're going to overcome. Like I said, part of the reason you're going through this is because you're finally breaking a cycle that has needed to be broken, or you're learning that you're actually a lot more resilient in this kind of endeavor than you thought you were. And back of the deck, the Moon, Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. A lot of this could have been due to some subconscious fears that you weren't really acknowledging, believe it or not. Also, all the blue here, it's letting me know that you're dealing with throat chakra, so a lot of communication will be important, as well as ailments of the throat. Like I said, stay hydrated, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and you even chose blue apatite, which is another blue stone. Lots of blue in this pile, but I do see you, let's say it is a falling out with a friend or a lover or something here. I feel like you two will end in good on good terms, even if it's just for your own state of mind. It's like you're not going to really care what happens to them after, but you're going to at least know that you ended things right in your own way. Let's go ahead and move on to the love portion, because I feel like that's already bleeding through into this part. It could also be a work endeavor. Maybe you poured a lot of your heart and soul into some type of work or creative field and it just didn't pan out. But for love and relationships, for my pile 1, we have the Two of Globes, balance. There's something about balance within your relationships that is going to be very important. Maybe this is part of the reason you had to have a falling out with this person, so that you could learn to balance the love of yourself, the amount of energy you were pouring into yourself, as well as the amount of energy you were pouring into somebody else. We have the Anchor. This is the Emperor. So very masculine energy is coming through. We have Death. Oh, okay. Let's get the rest of your cards. 2 more. Knight of Swords. 2 of Wands. I'm being told 1 more. Sorry, this is 10 of Wands. And the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Back of the deck. Page of Swords. And it's very interesting that there has been a lot of... I feel like there's been a lot of miscommunication within whatever connections you've had, whether they were friends or lovers, because I'm seeing somebody who is very used to communicating in a way that is much more dominant, or somebody who is always having their own way, somebody who kind of controls the relationship. This could be you, this could be your person, but regardless, I'm seeing a bit of a power struggle. And with the Death card here right next to it, it lets me know that there is an end to this. Like whatever power or control issues either you or your person, or maybe the both of you had, they're coming to an end within this connection, because what you're learning is that you can no longer carry on with this kind of mentality. So if there's any toxic masculinity here, I actually do see you putting an end to this, pile 1, believe it or not. I know that seems kind of odd. Not saying that you're going to put up with it or that you're meant to be with this person, but I do see you changing the mind of somebody here who thought they had it all figured out. Like something about what you did to them or how you handle this relationship is making them understand that that's not how they're meant to carry on. I feel like they've never really met somebody who is as self-aware or self-assured as you. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like there's something about your communication that really helped them understand a lot about certain things. Maybe you were very honest with them and they're not used to the amount of honesty that you give, or maybe there was something here about like a reciprocal give and take. For example, this could have been a connection where you both messaged each other very equally. There was never one person who carried more of the relationship than the other. Though maybe toward the end it became that way, because I do see the 10 of Wands here, and the 10 of Wands is carrying more than you have to. But what I'm seeing is that you both actually learned to balance each other out. So like I said, I feel like if you do end on good terms, this could be somebody you eventually come back to. But you don't necessarily have to. If you know for sure that you want nothing to do with them, again, you end on good terms, not because of them, but for your own sake here. And I really do like this. The Seeker of Daggers lets me know that you're going to leave the channels of communication open for this person. Maybe you know them through something else, for example, work, or through your group of friends. So therefore, you know, you have to stay on amicable terms. That's only if you resonate with this, of course, but I'm seeing it very strongly. The 6 of Pentacles lets me know that there's going to be balance and reciprocity regardless. You could even end up working together, because the relationship that you had was just very compatible, and yet there were certain things that had to be learned through. If you know you're not going to break up for this person, maybe it's your spouse. Again, maybe you just learned something new within this connection, and it's going to be very it's not going to be the same. You're not going to go back to the way things were. But that's only for those of you who are already committed and know you're not going to break up with this person. Let's go ahead and get your work and money. Your work and finances for the month of July. I didn't really think things through thoroughly on the decks that I was using, so I'm sorry if some of them get cut off a little bit. All right, so we have, oh yeah, you have to be careful with your finances this month, pile 1. There could be hidden fees. There could be something you're paying for that you're not aware of, or something could end up costing more. For example, if you signed up for a trial period, make sure that you are still being charged the same. Regardless, keep an eye on your finances. Because the 7 of Swords is usually something that is secretive or deceitful. You have the Lovers. It could have something to do with your partner. I don't think for the majority of you it will be. Because the Lovers could also mean something that you've been in a contract with for a long time. So whether this is something like an insurance or something like a subscription you've had for a long time. It could even be your work. And in some cases it could be your partner as well. Maybe they signed up for something and you're not aware of it. We have the 2 of Swords. Make sure there's ample communication, because you're going to not want to have to do anything about this. But if you have to talk to a person, talk to a person. like this might be not resolvable just online by clicking a few things. You might actually have to talk to a person. And I know not everybody likes to talk to customer service, but if they're going to save you a few $100s a month or a year, then, you know, I think it's worth it. We also have the 8 of Wands, but I do see you, like once you set your mind to it, you will resolve it rather quickly. Something about balancing the budget is important here. A lot of this is finances more than career, honestly. And the 5 of Swords. So, back of the deck. Oh, okay, yeah. You're really going to have to take control of your finances this month, whether you like it or not. Maybe especially if you don't like to. This could be part of the ways that you are learning to take care of yourself, is learning to take care of your finances, because if you don't take care of them, who will? Even if you have a partner, even if you have somebody else who does this for you, make sure you are taking a more active role in it this month, because if not, it could be easy for something to be charged extra, or for you to get upgraded unintentionally. If you have a business partner, make sure that they themselves are also doing well. There's something here about a partner and your finances. If it's not this romantic partner, it could be a business partner or a friend that you are in business with. I think they themselves might be overlooking something here, and they may not tell you about it. With the 2 of Swords next to this and the 7 of Swords, I'm not saying they're doing anything shady, but it may seem that way if you don't talk to them about it, or if they themselves are also oblivious to the finances here. So make sure you're keeping up with everything. Make sure you are in control of your finances. Double check everything. Check your bank accounts. Check your accounts in general. But yeah, make sure you are balancing out everything here, because if not, something could end up costing a little bit more than you'd like. But I don't think it's going to be like anything big. It could just be like an extra added charge that will be repeated every month, and by the end of the year you'll wonder where all that money went, and then you realize you've been paying for a premium when you didn't really want that premium. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like that's solid advice. But let's move on to some closing advice for you, pile 1. I really hope it's not this person we're talking about, though I can see how it would be, because I feel like for this month a lot of you are dealing with people, a relationship more than likely, but it could also be a friendship, and maybe you're parting ways with them. Or if you're not parting ways, then you're overcoming some sort of obstacle or struggle. But regardless, it is all meant part of your divine plan. So for your advice cards, I'm using the Let Go Oracle, one of my favorites. All right, we have this one. Reach, stretch, breathe, believe. What can you let go of to feel maximum joy? I do feel a lot of you are letting go of certain ideals or certain people that have been preventing you from reaching your full potential this month. We also have this one. If you don't release the arrow, your aim is all for nothing. Aim straight and shoot the arrow. Like I said, some of you might be a little disappointed with something that didn't really pan out, but at least you gave it a shot, and that's all I'm seeing. It's like you literally went for it, and at least you can say you tried. And for some of you, I feel like this arrow might come back around and you might get another chance. We also have this one. Surrender to the pulse that moves you towards your creative destiny, a life of great purpose. There is something about being held back from something, and you're letting that go in July so that you can be catapulted toward it. And whatever this is, it could be a life path, it could be a new way of being, a new way of living, it could be new people as well. Let's go ahead and get your ritual cards. I haven't used these in a minute. And you could use these to be like a remedy or some sort of a thing that you could really focus on this month. For my pile 1, we have, we have abalone, ritual, awareness, and balance. So some of you could really benefit from collecting seashells. It doesn't necessarily have to be abalone shells. You could also be working with sage this month. I feel like that would definitely be a good thing. It's funny, my head just started rotating and nodding yes. So maybe some of you could benefit from saging your space or yourself, with or without an abalone shell. But whenever I think of abalone, that's what I think of. But seashells will be important. We have quartz, restoration, healing, harmony, all chakras in the zodiac. Clear quartz is my favorite. I have it right here because you could literally use it for anything. Whenever you feel that you lack a certain stone or that you don't have exactly what you need, clear quartz will go and match anything. You can Yeah, it's just my favorite. It doesn't even have to be like clear quartz. It could also be Lemurian or Tibetan quartz like I have right here. But something about this stone is going to be very important for you. You could benefit from gridding your room with it or just carrying it with you, like wearing it. And then we have the color blue. Surprise, surprise. I did mention that there's a lot of blue in this pile. Peace, respite, psychic protection. So something about the throat chakra. You don't necessarily have to burn blue candles. I'm being shown blue tansy. If you work with that essential oil or herb, I forget what blue tansy is for. I want to say it's got a very cooling effect. So blue tansy for some of you, that's very interesting. And I'm also hearing apricot, which is weird. I don't know what apricot has to do with anything because it's not blue, nor is it an herb. Maybe some of you could benefit from apricots. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you for the month of July. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the lepidolite stone, then we have your reading here for you for the month of July. We're going to go ahead and look at the cards that you chose. We're going to start with the oracles, which will give us an overall view for the month of July for you. And then we're going to go into the tarot. We're going to do that in 3 parts. General, love and relationships, and then money / work, or I guess finances, depending on what's going on. The last pile was mostly finances. So let's start with the card you chose. You have friendly dear, friendship. True friends are one of life's greatest gifts. Keep them close. This is so sweet. I love deers. Deers are some of my favorite animals. So I do feel that friendship is going to be very important to you this month, whether you are making new friends or just really harboring a stronger connection with the people that you are already friends with. And you can take that however you want it to mean, whether it's new or old or even unlikely friendships even. Let's go ahead and get your cards from the self-care oracle. I'm seeing some of you having friends that might be going on to better things as well. Because I'm thinking of a scene in Bambi, the movie Bambi, the Disney movie Bambi, where Bambi, like, it's spring and everybody's kind of pairing off, and, you know, both his friends or all of his friends, like, meet somebody. And though it doesn't necessarily mean that your friend is going to be finding somebody new, it could mean that they're just on to another phase of their life. We have energy work, which also came out in pile 1. So some of you could actually be doing energy work, working with energy, whether it's through somebody else or your own. You could also just be getting to know your energetic body and learning to work with that. We also have positive affirmations. So some of you could be working with positive affirmations as well, or you're being encouraged to do so. Something about the words that you tell yourself are going to be very important this month. So make sure you say lots of positive and reaffirming positive things within your life. Because I'm hearing Gemini. Maybe some of you have Gemini placements, or there might be like a particularly... I know we just got into Jupiter and Gemini. I don't know if that's going to affect you in any way, shape, or form. But something about the power of words is going to be very important this month for you, pile 2. So make sure you say lots of positive affirmations or surround yourself with positive words. This will include music. Make sure you're listening to more positive music than negative. Because don't get me wrong, I love a lot of music out there that doesn't have... Oh, sorry. I just spilled everything here. Alright, back to normal. But as I was saying, positive words are going to be very important to you. So even when you mess up, I feel like I see this a lot in people. They mess up and they just want to call themselves, you know, all kinds of negative things. Instead of doing that, and just know that, you know, we will mess up. We're human. We're not perfect. So take it in stride and move on to the next thing. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards from the Litha oracle. We have Country Cottage, number 7. It is time for the secret to look within. What haunts you can only be faced by you. So there's something about facing something within yourself that you don't really talk to a lot of people about. This doesn't have to be that deep or that traumatic, but there is something that you can only really realize and work on within yourself that I don't think even the most gifted teachers will be able to do for you. And I feel like that really goes along with energy work and positive affirmations. This is something within yourself, maybe about talking to yourself positively, even if it's just that internal monologue that you have, making sure that it's a positive thing within yourself. We also have the number 7. So July is the 7th month, so I feel like 7 is going to be in a very it's going to be a very important number for you. Maybe the 7th of July will also be important. Or you yourself could be a life path 7. We also have clear quartz, number 5. The embrace of the shadows is gently lifting. Light is needed now to nourish you. Some of you could really benefit from having clear quartz. I actually spoke about this in the last pile as well, because I have it right here, but I also have it here in the form of, I think this is either Tibetan or Lemurian quartz. But I love clear quartz because you can basically use it in place of any crystal. It doesn't matter what you need something for. You can make clear quartz work for you in any way, shape, or form. And personally, it's one of those stones that to me has the most amount of energy to it. Like I feel its energy very readily. The only other ones are like garnet and lepidolite. I'm not sure why, but all crystals have energy attached to them, of course. But for me, I will feel stones very differently. But clear quartz could be very important to you, or you could try and wear it a little bit more often as well. Let's get your work your light cards for my pile 2. We have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So I can see that the month of July is going to be a very nourishing one. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of introspection and a lot of good deep work within you. But I feel like it's going to be very necessary. So do take the time. You could be going away to a little country cottage as well, or maybe like a cabin or something. Like if you do go on a trip, it's going to be very, it's going to be so that you can focus on your inner self as opposed to actually doing stuff like running around and doing things. You might just focus on yourself and really take the time to rest. I know I've done that where I go to the mountains and instead of running around, well, I still run around. I cannot stay still to save my life. But I will just, focus on me, maybe do a little extra yoga, or maybe make myself a really nice meal. Those are some of my favorite vacations, even though I'm not in the same place that I usually live in. It's that change of scenery or environment that really helps me focus on myself. Let's get one more card. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So I feel like there's going to be layers that you pull back from yourself that you haven't really realized were there. Lots of internal and psychological work is happening this month for you, pile 2. And maybe you decided to take the month of July for that as well. I feel like some of you have decided to take this moment's break, especially if you have like an extended leave of absence from either work or school or something along those lines, to really focus on yourself. You're taking advantage of it so that you can work on the things that you typically wouldn't work on. Let's go ahead and get your astro cards for my pile 2. We have 35, ascendant, entrance. So you're definitely focusing on, I'm hearing the way you come off to people. Maybe you're kind of tired of a certain demeanor or a certain reputation you may have, and you really want to focus on appearing maybe a little bit more professional, maybe a little bit more grounded, maybe in some cases a little bit more capable. I feel like some of you are kind of starting from within and then working on the outside. But the ascendant lets me know that you're working on your outer appearance and how people perceive you. And then we have the 12th house. I'm not surprised. Because the 12th house is the house right before the ascendant. But like I said, it starts internally with introspection here. So you're working on your moods and your emotions, on the things that people really don't see or that they wouldn't believe about you, so that you can appear a lot better to people. It's kind of like maybe you're aware that you have some not so healthy habits within yourself, or some unhealthy ways of coping or being that you really no longer want to deal with. I feel like some of you understand that you may have some toxicity within you. Not that you're a toxic person, but that you do have some toxic habits that you want to release so that you can be just a better person, or that you can go through life knowing that you won't be your own burden here, that you won't be the one who is causing a lot of problems within your own life. That's not going to be everybody, of course, but I feel like you have to be very honest with yourself about what is working in your favor and what isn't, pile 2. And I feel like that's going to be part of the positive affirmations and the energy work you do. I do see you focusing more on, if not energy work, then meditation. I feel like those two go hand in hand. I usually do them at the same time, or like right next to each other. But I'm also seeing you just for some of you, you might actually consult a professional, and that professional may tell you that you have to do it on your own, and you may not like that. So if that saves you like a little bit of money or a little bit of a trip or something. I hope that really helps out, because I've done this where I consult professionals and they tell me that I have to do it on my own, and it's like, oh cool, I just paid $50 for that. So take that only if it resonates. If you know it's going to be somebody who's going to help you regardless, then by all means go to them, but only if you already know who they are. There's something a lot here about healing. Like, you're definitely healing this month in a very profound way. It's like you're going out of your way to do this healing, though. It's like you don't care if there's anything wrong with you or not. You're gonna like go within your soul, go within yourself and be like, okay, what exactly is getting in the way of my success with either people, my career, or anything else here? So some of you are really taking accountability for your own ways of handling things and making it a point to really work through them. And I really love this energy for you, Pile 2. I'm very, very proud that you take the time to do this as well. I feel like it's very hard, especially in today's day and age where like people find it hard enough to eat well, let alone do the energy and internal work to better themselves. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because if this is what's coming out here right now, then I'm curious to see what the month holds for you. Good things, I'm sure. So for my pile 2. Though if you were called to pile 1, you could always go back to that. I feel like there's some similarities here. But for my pile 2, we're going to do this in 3 parts. We have the general reading, then the love and relationships, and then career and finances. So for my pile 2, we have the 3 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, and being a team player. I think a lot of you are going to care more about your career or the way you're being perceived in your, either within your career or your area of work, because it's kind of like you understand that you need to either mature, develop, or just like you may have all the resources that you need to carry out the work, but it could be one little thing, like maybe your personality that needs some sort of strengthening within the workplace. For example, if you're like the youngest person at your workplace, you kind of want to appear more mature so that people don't misunderstand you or take you, not take you for granted, but you know, you don't want them to think of you in a certain way. Very strong Capricorn energy there. We also have, the King of Cups, King of Water. Trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. Like I said, some of you want to be more emotionally mature as well. If it's not just mature in itself, it could be emotionally mature. We also have 12, Awakening. Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. And I forget what this corresponds with. I want to say it's the Hanged Man, but awakening could be seen as you seeing things, a different perspective. You're seeing things very differently now as opposed to how you used to see it. Yeah, it's maturation, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are, that you're young and want to become old. It's more like you're developing your skills, you're developing your mindset to be in a better place for you to handle certain things. Yeah, I truly love this energy. This is somebody who is a go-getter and is willing to do all the work necessary to put themselves in a better place. But you start internally. You start from the source. You start from the emotions. And not a lot of people do that. Again, 12 makes me think of the 12th house of introspection and of hidden feelings. We have 16, life experience, Archangel Chamuel. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. This is usually the Tower, but I'm seeing it again as you learning things maybe a little bit more head on than you would like to. Like, yes, you do the internal work, but then like life will throw something at you and you're going to be grateful for the life experience here. You're going to be grateful for the things that arise up within this unexpected event. And the last card we have is Knight of Water. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions. An invitation to a social event. I feel like the invitation to a social event is going to be very important here. You will meet certain people that are going to help you out. Or if this is romantic, because I feel like for some of you this might be the case. Maybe you're trying to better yourself for somebody else, or It could be the other way around as well. Somebody is trying to better themselves for you so that they can match your energy, which I truly love here. It could be the case that you're both doing this for each other. Like you're both working hard so that you can move out of your current living situation and into like a home or an apartment by yourselves. I feel like when two people meet, sometimes they can really drive each other to do better. So take that only if it resonates. It's not going to be for everybody. But with that in mind, let's move on to love and relationships here. But I'm loving this energy so far. So for my pile 2, we have the High Sage. So when it comes to your love and relationships, you're going to be very intuitive, or you may be drawn to very intuitive people, depending on where you lie. I feel like most of you will be very intuitive because most people who come to tarot readings usually are. But if not, you might just meet somebody who is either on your level intuitively or spiritually, or you might just be drawn to that. Like maybe you're done with being around muggles, so to say, and you want somebody who is just as magical as you. We also have the World. Okay, so your love life is going to feel pretty great. We have the Five of Cups. And it's odd, this is usually a negative card. It's focusing on the negative and not enough on the positive. But what I'm seeing is that you're learning to focus on the positive. You're learning that relationships are not perfect. Like, yes, there will be negative times, but that's not all there is. There's also positive times. Yeah, the Fool, learning to let go of grudges here. Oh, I'm loving this. Pile 2, let me know what you're up to. Five of Globes. Conqueror of Swords. Conqueror of Daggers. This is the Knight of Swords. I'm getting one more. Eight of Swords. So what I'm seeing is that you're learning to deal with things within relationships. I'm not sure if you have a really good relationship right now, and that's part of the reason you're learning to better deal with something. Or maybe you've met somebody that you just know is like either going to be the one or somebody that you know you're going to go the distance with, especially with the High Priestess here. I feel like it was very divinely guided because the High Priestess in the World lets me know that something was definitely meant to be. Something was definite. I'm hearing endgame for some of you, so I don't know if you know that you've met your future spouse or somebody that you've already been proposed to by or that you're going to propose to. But there's something here about understanding that not everything is going to be picture perfect, but you're going to take it in stride. Like I said, the Five of Cups is usually a negative card, but I'm seeing you learning to look at the 2 cups that are still upright and ignoring the 3 cups that are down, because you can always bring those cups back up. But the same thing with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is usually overlooking something or feeling that there's a lack of mentality. But right next to the Knight of Swords, you're learning to communicate anywhere where you feel a lack within the connection, whether that's lack of communication, lack of love, lack of understanding. You're learning to deal with things within connections, and I'm truly loving this. Like I said, a lot of you are doing introspection and internal work, and that's actually positively going to affect the way you handle conflict within relationships, especially with the Eight of Daggers here. The Eight of Daggers is like, in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's the lady or person with the blindfold, and they're being surrounded by all these swords. But what I'm seeing is somebody who is taking off that blindfold and acknowledging that the swords have not done anything and that there's always something that needs to be seen, because there's 2 cards here about overlooking something within a connection, but I'm seeing somebody who is willing to work on those things that they are overlooking. Very interesting. Another way to see this is that you could choose to ignore, it's like picking and choosing your battles. You could choose to ignore certain arguments or certain things, not because, you know, it's not worth fighting for, but because you know what needs to be talked about and what doesn't need to be talked about within a relationship. So it's picking and choosing your battles, but I see it in a very positive and in a very mature way. Like I said, there's lots of emotional maturity here with both the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I mean, and with the Knight of Cups next to the Knight of Swords, I do feel like there's going to be some sort of declaration of love or a confession of some kind. If not that, it could just be that somebody is expressing their love for you in ways that you were not expecting. So take that only if it resonates. If you don't have anybody right now, I feel like you may meet them during the month of July, pile 2. I really do love this energy for you. Let's go ahead and get your finances and career work cards for my pile 2. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. Lots of knights here. You could be dealing with a lot of, maybe you already deal with a lot of men, Like maybe your workplace is just like that. It has more men than women. We have the Father of Swords. I do see this person as a mentor. So especially if you want to move up in a company, you might become close friends with a mentor, or just, you know, get a lot of guidance from them. Because I see you as the Knight of Wands here. We also have the Three of Cups. But there's also going to be a lot of like good, not partying within your company, but I see you getting close to a lot of people, maybe harboring friendships within the community and within your company, within your place of work, to the point where you're actually going to become like close friends with a mentor who is going to teach you a lot of what you need to know. We have the Three of Wands, setting plans for the future. This one fell to the floor. Lots of party cards. I wonder if some of you are doing like workplace parties or get-togethers. Ooh, back of the deck, Empress. I like that. Especially if you're a woman in a male-dominated kind of career or workplace, I feel like this is going to really benefit you. But I'm seeing you like having fun with people from work, either as friends outside of work, or like maybe the company will have a party or a get-together where you will get to know people a lot more closely. Regardless, you are shining brightly in your career and in your workplace pile 2. I do see you getting closer to somebody because they're going to see your drive and ambition here. I see you as the Knight of Wands, letting me know that they see that you have the drive, that you kind of really want to go for something here. And this Father of Swords person, this King of Swords, is going to come through and help you out with a lot. They're going to be a very solid mentor, and they're going to be very detached as well. Though, of course, you could also become friends with them. I do see that. But I do see you having a lot of strong plans here. Also, the number 3 came out twice. 3 times actually. So something about the 3rd of July could be important, or even the 6th of July. So I do see that first week of July being rather pivotal in your career, or at the very least, you're going to be making a lot of friends there because we have a lot of social cards here. The 6 of Cups is nostalgia. This is like childhood friends. Maybe you work with some childhood friends at work. The 3 of Cups is just a party card. And then the 4 of Wands, it's typically a wedding or a celebration. So maybe somebody that you know at work is getting married, and you might, you know, go to their wedding and meet some of your work buddies there as well. But regardless, I see a very thriving month for you, pile 2. And it all starts with the fact that you did a lot of internal work, and or you might still be doing a lot of that internal work within yourself regardless. And that's part of the reason that you're able to tap into this energy of things just working out for you. It's giving me law of assumption, or even like law of attraction. Like you're really making things work out for you. Lots of very heavy Jupiter energy as well. So like I said, some of you could have Gemini placements, and Jupiter and Gemini could be important. Or you could have Jupiter in Cancer or Leo, which I know I do. So this is just going to be overall good luck this month, regardless of what's going on. So let's go ahead and get your closing cards. For my pile 2, we got the Let Go deck because it is one of my favorites. Things that you need to let go in the month of July. All right, we have 3. We have this one. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Let go of old tales and write your own adventure story. You are letting go of something like an old version of yourself. For sure, I see that happening. An old version of yourself, or even like an old belief you used to have that was preventing you from moving forward in life. We also have this one, and it should be pointed that there's a moon here, which is the planet of Cancer. Find a place of quiet solitude and listen to the goddess of the moon. Is she calling for more love? And of course, the love we're talking about here is the love of yourself, or it could be, of course, the love for humankind and everybody else around you. And then we have this one. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. Whatever it is that you look like, whatever it is that you do, pile 2, I promise you, you are just so unique and beautiful in the way that you do things. Don't ever feel that you have to fit in, even in the workspace, because I was getting a lot of that. Like, don't be afraid to be your most honest self. I feel like your honesty, or whatever it is that you are, your personality is really needed out in the world right now. So don't feel the need to become either less emotional or more professional. I feel like you need some aspect of that human side of you that is really needed within the workplace, or within whatever the situation calls for here. I feel like for most of you, it will be the workplace though. So let's say you're a very caring person. Don't stop caring just because you get a particular position. Keep being a caring person, because that place or that position probably really needs that right now. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but if that resonates with you, by all means, keep being the beautiful, caring person that you are. Let's go ahead and get your ritual cards. And you can use these as like part of your ritual for this month, or maybe something that you really need a little bit more of. We have heart, compassion, forgiveness, and gentleness. You are tapping into your heart chakra so profoundly this month, and I could already feel it, especially within the tarot. It's like you're learning to forgive both yourself and people around you. I'm not saying that you're going to give them so many chances that, you know, you're being walked all over, but you're learning to forgive for forgiveness sakes. Forgiveness sakes? Is that how you say it? Forgiveness sakes. For the sake of your own heart. Let's get another card. First quarter, focus, momentum, and motivation. For some reason, I keep thinking about that first week of July. Not saying that that's going to be the first quarter moon, but I just keep thinking that that week is going to be so pivotal and important. There is going to be a lot of focus and momentum and motivation, but first quarter also makes me think of the first quarter of the moon, so maybe that time period will be important to you. I'm not exactly sure when that is, so I would advise you to look it up, especially if you work with the moon. And then one more. Oh, okay, two more. We have waning crescent, acceptance, allowance, and evolution. Yeah, you're going through all of this. You are evolving, pile 2. You are evolving and transforming into such a beautiful human being. And in turn, you're going to leave very beautiful things on this world. And mugwort, omen, mysticism, and ceremony. So mugwort is what people use for astral projection, but also for psychic protection. So if you feel anybody is coming after you, I would use mugwort. It doesn't smell the best. It smells like wet paper, personally. But I know some people just sleep with it next to their bed, and it helps them have like good dreams, or it protects them during astral travel. Not everybody likes it, like I said, but only take that if it resonates. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the garnerite, then we have your reading here for the month of July. It should be noted yours is the only pile that I'm recording at night due to unforeseen circumstances, but maybe there's something about the nighttime in July that is going to be important for you. It could have something to do with your career, your work, your job, or maybe just this could be my pile of nighttime night owls. Take it how it resonates, but the card you chose, we're going to start with this, and then we're going to look at the oracles to get an overview of how your month of July is going to go, and then we're going to tap into the tarot to see exactly how the rest of July will be with oh, why am I getting tongue-tied? But we're going to look at the general reading, the love and relationships reading, and the career and finances. And for you, health, I'm hearing health for you as well. So let's start with the card you chose, and it's this girl dancing around with rabbits, which I already love. Dancing with hares, energy. When you flow with energy, you inspire others to dance too. Ooh, maybe you're going out dancing a lot in July during the nighttime, which is always fun. Of course, let's go ahead and get your cards. I keep hearing summer nights from Greece, I guess because I said the nighttime. Summer nights. If it's summer where you live, of course. I know it's not summer for everybody in July all over the world, but where I live, it is. Let's go ahead and get your cards. So we have ground yourself, 25. Something about remaining grounded. And actually, dancing is a way that we ground ourselves, believe it or not, because of all the foot and leg action. It's forcing us to be in our bodies and to ground our bodies within the earth. Whenever people can't really dance, I tend to see it as a lack of grounding, both within the body and within oneself to the earth. So there's something about grounding yourself, and you're probably going to do this more either through dancing, or you could do any other type of physical activity or sport. I'm seeing running on the beach for some of you, or running like barefoot if that's something that you do, or maybe just hiking as well. But you will be grounding yourself this month a little bit more, especially if you're very water heavy in your chart, in your astrological chart. So if you have a water moon, this is especially true. We also have use your hands. Oh, I love this. Ground yourself, use your hands, and dancing. I feel like you could literally be taking up a hobby that is more tactile, where you're using your hands or the sense of feeling somehow to work with it. And this could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be pottery like it is here. It could also be something like weaving, or any type of art, anything that uses your hands to, again, allow you to connect both your spirit and your body together and to ground itself in reality. I really love this. So let me know what you're doing, pile 3, if anything. I would like some tips on stuff to do with the body. We're going to get some cards from the Work Your Light Oracle. We also have a rainbow here. And whenever I see a rainbow, I mean, it could also be for the LGBTQ community out there, but I tend to associate it with art as well because of all the colors of the rainbow and happiness. So I do see a lot of great things coming for you in the month of July. We have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. Several things from this card. You could be going to a very important gathering this month. You could meet several people, or there could be just a lot of excitement around it. Again, it could have dancing. With intuitive hits, I feel like your intuition is awakening, especially for those of you who are already intuitive. I just feel like you're going to be getting a lot of downloads this month. You could be very moon-based, and when you're moon-based, the moon tends to bring you a lot more information than, let's say, the sun. And maybe this is why I'm filming at nighttime. Maybe you're doing a lot more moon work this month than usual, especially because we're going to start it off with Cancer season. With Soul Tribe, I am seeing you meeting certain people that may be very influential in your life, whether they become your friends or people who, like I said, influence your life in one way, shape, or another. So do take heed of the people you meet. They could be very important to you this month. Let's get another card. Okay, we got 2 more cards. We have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Some of you could have had a past life in Lemuria or Lemuria, however it's pronounced. I read about it several years ago, but I do not remember much of it. I do remember it being like a peaceful nation from what I've heard, and they use crystals a lot, kind of like this. I can't remember if this is Lemurian or Tibetan quartz, but they're very similar in that they're quartz, but they have a different vibe to them. So you could be accessing past lives regardless, or you could be, what does it say? Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. You could be creating a community of people that are going to help you build something better toward the future. We also have the initiation, rite of passage, and crossing the threshold. So yeah, there's something important that you're creating in July of this year, but I feel like it's going to start off very casual. Like you're going to start off by just partying with people or meeting certain people that are going to help you with your vision. You could just meet people who are very like-minded, and that's going to help catapult you to where you need to be. This isn't going to be for everybody, of course. You could just be very inspired by the people around you, but regardless, there's something here about a fated meeting and dancing and grounding yourself. We have Cancer 3, call yourself back from all space and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. So like I said, some of you could be very, you could be Cancerian, you could be affected by that particular astrological placement, depending on the rest of your chart. A lot of you could just be very into your emotions as well. You might be in a very nostalgic feeling or a very emotional space. That could be part of the reason why you need to ground yourself, or why you may feel the need to create more things. And then we have cloud scrying. Be still, for it's the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Be still, for it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. So scrying is essentially when you look at something and you start seeing either visions or getting like a message from it. People typically do this with mirrors or with crystal balls. That's essentially scrying. You're looking at something and looking at images. And I guess cloud scrying is a thing as well, when you look up in the clouds and you see images or you just feel something while looking up in the clouds. I used to do this with crystals. I think that was the first time I really started channeling, or one of the ways that I directly started channeling, and I knew what I was doing. But another way of seeing this is, for those of you who do certain substances, those that, produce smoke, you could be scrying with that as well. Not saying that I'm for that. I'm just saying if you already do, that could be a way that you do it. Or I'm seeing you getting visions somehow within people as well, like the people you hang out with or the people you hang around, like getting intuitive hits, just being around them. And this could be your intuition kicking in, telling you like what people to avoid and what people are up to. I know that happens sometimes, but I'm also seeing you just getting more aware of your surroundings. And this is due to the fact that you've become a lot more grounded in your human body, in the meat suit that you were given when you were born. Very interesting energy that we're dealing with here. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with the nighttime. Maybe you find yourself more grounded in the nighttime. That does tend to be a thing for some people, which is why they tend to be a bit more night owlish. But also creatives tend to be more prone to being awake at odd hours of the night. This isn't going to be for everybody, of course. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But I feel for this pile that is the case. Let's go ahead and get your astro cards to... I'm curious what astrological placements we're going to have to look at within this month for you. Because you already got the Cancer card. You already got the... Well, I guess that's the only thing. But I was getting very strong lunar energy from you, pile 3. Because I know rabbits have an association with the moon. Or at least that's how I always took it. Thanks, Sailor Moon. Let's go ahead and get your cards. We have Jupiter, abundance. So I do see you, I'm seeing more the partying aspect of Jupiter coming through though. This could be a month of abundance. You could be gaining a lot of good luck, maybe some money. But I'm seeing it more as an abundance of joy, an abundance of partying, an abundance of good things to come. And in general, just good luck. Let's get another card. Oh, 2 more cards. Trine, sextile, symbiosis. I like this because whenever you meet somebody with a trine, this does mean that you two will be very naturally drawn to each other and you will have very similar outlooks. For example, if somebody's moon trines your sun, you tend to feel the same way about certain things. Or you will see life in a very similar way. Just because I know people whose moons trine my sun and we tend to just really hit it off. I'm going to bring up the numbers because the numbers are interesting here. We also have transits, climate. So I really do see you going through a few transits this month. And what I mean by that is that you're going to go through periods of being alone and grounding yourself and then wanting to be social. More likely, you're going to want to be alone the first half of the month and then social the second, but it could be reversed as well. Or it could just be, you know, on a weekly basis. But I do see you gathering like a group of people that you enjoy being around or making a bigger group of friends depending on what the situation is. And these friends are going to give you good luck, or they're going to help you with your intuition, whether it's directly or indirectly. I think for the majority of you, it's going to be indirectly. Like you may get a certain intuitive download or a certain intuitive hit about something, and then they will confirm this to you literally within minutes or seconds of when you get that hit. You could also meet people that you are just intuitive with. I've seen that a lot. People that you have like a psychic connection at random. Like these people may or may not be very spiritual, but I've had this before where I meet people and I just know exactly what they are thinking without them having to say anything. It could be in the way that they express their emotions through their face. It could just also be the way that you both look at each other like, what's going on? So maybe you might meet certain people like this and you'll know that they're going to be like good friends. But I do see you going through a bit of a journey that is a little bit unexpected here. Numbers coming through, we have 55, 23, 52, 53, 25. 3 and 5 is popping up a lot here. You have 3 and 6. So 3 and 5. Somebody could be turning 35 or 53. Somebody here could be a life path 5 and somebody could be a life path 3. May 3rd could be of importance, or March 5th. Depending on the situation. Somebody, of course, could be turning 25 as well, 23, depending on the situation. But I don't know, those numbers just really stood out to me. Take them as you need to. Pile 3, you don't necessarily have to. I'm sorry if you could hear that in the background. We have some pretty loud cars in my neighborhood, even this late at night, because it is like 10 p.m. right now. But let's go ahead and get into your tarot. If this sounds like something that is going to be happening or something that you want to claim for the month of July. Some of you could also be Year of the Rabbit. Maybe that's how you chose the rabbit card, because you already know your year. But rabbits do make me think of creativity. Well, they make me think of fertility, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. They make me think of creativity. So you could just be headed into your most creative month this year yet. Or you could be creating something with a group of people, especially for those of you who, for example, like to make music. Or maybe you like to collaborate a lot with artists. Or collaborate with people who do the same thing that you do. Let's go ahead and get your cards. So we're going to start with the general reading. Though in past piles, the general reading tended to have more themed aspects to it. So for my pile 3, we have the 9 of Wands, 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. We have the 10 of Fire, 10 of Wands. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns. I do see you being a little bit either burnt out or knocked out in the first week of July, or like during the first few days, probably because you've overworked yourself for whatever reason. And maybe this is how you end up meeting people. Maybe somebody will ask you to come out because you've just been so stressed that they think you can have some fun. And yeah, I feel like the first few days you end up breaking a pattern of just feeling burnt out and recovering all the time. And even though you thought you needed some rest and recovery, and I feel like a lot of you will get that, I feel like there's going to be some sort of outing or gathering that is actually going to like re-energize you. Let's get 3 more cards. You have the 5 of Cups, 5 of Water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, and crying over spilled milk. Let's get 2 more cards. I know these seem negative, pile 3, but just bear with me. 2 of Earth, 2 of Pentacles. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Yeah, there's something here about you needing to let loose. And I feel like that's why you need to ground yourself and or dance. It doesn't have to be necessarily grounding through dancing, but if you have any other ways to ground yourself, like yoga or exercise, it's just being in your body and allowing your body to take care of you. That is going to be very important this month. We also have the 3 of Pentacles, collaboration. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. It's almost like a group of people comes to your rescue to help you out with some endeavor. Maybe you do work on something creatively and you meet some people that really inspire you or who show you a better way of doing things. And this is part of the way that you relieve the burnout. Yeah, back of the deck, Justice. Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So I'm seeing the Justice card here as everything balancing itself out. But I do see you meeting a group of friends or being inspired by a group of friends, whichever applies to you here the most. Because I know not everybody is going to be like going out and about partying, depending on the situation and how much you can. But I'm seeing somebody who's been very overworked and really needs a shift in perspective, needs like a whole new set of eyes to let them know what is going on within them or to show them how to do a better thing. And I feel like you're really going to enjoy this. It's like meeting people that are on your level who know exactly what you're talking about. It's going to feel so great. And they're going to really allow you to, one, stand up for the things you believe in. They're going to reaffirm your passions and your creativity. They're going to make you feel more comfortable about the things that you yourself love to do and love to create. And they're going to help you lighten a load that you've been carrying for a long time. This could also be taken as maybe you find the exact right advice at the right time this month by people that have been through what you are going through. And I feel like you're going to be, I've been taking the 5 of Cups lately to be a much more positive card than it usually is. It's like, yeah, everything is crappy, but there's at least like, it's a Pollyanna card to me. Like at least there's 2 cups facing up and the other 3 are still down, but that you can always bring those cups back up, you know? It's learning to deal with the pieces that still remain of something that has shattered. And I feel like that itself is enough hope for you to carry through. And people could even teach you how to do a lot more with those small pieces that you have as opposed to the stuff that you already lost. It's like you might be beginning anew, but at the very least, you have almost a blank slate. So it's not like it's going to be that hard. In fact, it could be way better than the old things that you have let go of or that have fallen through. With the 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, I do see, it's funny how we keep having progressions of numbers here because we have 9 and 10 and then 2 and 3. And I think in the oracles there was something similar, but was it the same numbers? I know 3 came out a few times, 3 and 5. Something about 3 and 5 is very important. Let me know if those numbers resonate with you, pile 3, because I know for me, they don't really mean much, but maybe for you they do. But with the 2 of Pentacles here, you're learning to balance out certain things in your life. Quite honestly, I feel like you were knocked out at the beginning of this month because you were not finding enough balance within your life to carry out the things that you needed to do. So it's like these people have come in to inspire you to find balance or to force you to be in balance somehow, whether that's through them directly helping you or telling you the right advice or the right words of encouragement that you needed. And Three of Earth lets me know that these are probably going to be friends that you will continue to work with or be in contact for a long time, because the Three of Cups can be fun and partying, but the Three of Pentacles, these are people you can go the distance with. So let's go ahead and get your love and relationship cards. So I feel like I've already tapped into a little bit of that. This could be friendships as well if you don't have a relationship or don't care about relationships. But for my pile 3, I am loving your reading so far. I'm glad I did this last minute or at a weird time. I prefer natural lighting, but sometimes the nighttime will bring better intuitive advice than the daytime, depending on what's going on. So for my pile 3, we have the 10 of Wands. There it is, that burden. Maybe some of this burden has something to do with a relationship as well. We have the Queen of Wands, but you're looking hot. You're looking hot this month. People are thinking you're just absolutely divine looking. You're going to be on point. Even if you yourself don't see yourself this way, pile 3, people are going to be drawn to you, whether that's through physical looks, your personality, or all of the above. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be all of the above. Oh, but there's something grounded about you. Queen of Pentacles here. I love it. It's also very earthy energy. So I feel like even though you yourself may need grounding, you are actually quite a grounding presence to other people as well. And it's very possible for those two things to coexist. Like you can be a very grounding person, but you yourself may not be very grounded. Those are very much a thing. Don't ask why, because I know I'm that way to people. Page of Cups, lots of admirers, but also new friends, new fans, new people that like you. Lots of new admirers. We have, oh, you're changing your mind about something. What are you changing your mind about? Or you're giving in to something that you typically don't give into. 5 of Swords, again with the 5s. 9 of Cups. So there's somebody that I think either you rejected or they rejected you that you might be giving a second chance here. But I don't think it's, I don't think it was ever actually a relationship. This is not X energy. This could have just been somebody that you didn't have the time for or who didn't have the time for you. And you might actually decide to hang out with them and it might end up being a lot better than you thought. That's not going to be for everybody, of course, but I am seeing that message come through rather strongly in this pile. But regardless, you're just looking amazing. There's a combination of earth and fire here that is very attractive to people. And it's bringing in just the right amount of attention that you need when it comes to love and romance. And of course, friendships as well. I feel like you're inspiring a lot of people. Like, yes, people are inspiring you, but it's symbiotic. It's reciprocal. You're both inspiring each other. And I feel like you're really drawing in the people that also need you this month. Like, yes, you're drawing in people that you need, but it's like, it was all meant to be. Like you were both meant to meet each other here so that you could really influence each other in the best way possible. And it's going to, especially if you've had any baggage in the past from your past relationships or about love and dating in general, I feel like this is going to be relieved through the people that you meet and the things that you do, and maybe even this party that you decide to go to or gathering, maybe gatherings as well. It could be more than one. But I do see a lot of these being very unexpected because the hanged one here, and the 5 of Swords, because the 5 of Swords is usually like a no-win situation, but I feel like that's in the past, and then you realize that you wish you had taken a chance on that sooner because you realize how much you actually like it. If it's not a person, again, it could be like a party or a situation that you typically say no to, but here you're saying yes to it, and you're so glad you did because a lot of good is going to come out of it. Let's go ahead and get your career and finances here. If I sound a little congested, it's because I was sick for a few days. So my voice might sound a little weird, or I may have like a little weirdness in my voice. But let's go ahead and get your career and finances here for my pile 3 in the month of July. What is going on? We have the 8 of Pentacles. You're reaping the rewards of something that you've been working really hard on. We have a lot of options as well. So you could be having multiple income streams this month, or you could be getting money from more than one place. We have the 5 of Cups. I do see you, again, 5 of Cups twice. Let's get another card. I do see you. This is very interesting. Yeah. So you're going to have a financial mentor. Oh, back of the deck, Father of Wands. So some of these people you may be meeting could actually be helping you out with finances and telling you how to work with them. If not your finances, then definitely your job or your career. Because I'm seeing somebody, like, you're reaping the rewards of your labor, but I see it coming from multiple streams. But the Five of Cups lets me know that you're not really seeing the whole picture. Like, you may only be counting 2 income streams as opposed to the 5 you could have. And I feel like this is going to be brought to your attention, if not by an actual father figure, like maybe you have a parent who's just really good with money and they're going to want to show you this. It could be through a friend or maybe an older colleague or an older friend who knows how to handle finances. And I feel like the advice they're going to give you is going to be very pivotal. It's going to be so key to you making more money. And with the Mother of Swords here, I do see you learning how to take better care of your finances or how to operate within your career a lot more, more strategically or in a better way. So I do feel there are going to be key people here that are going to teach you how to do these things, or you yourself may step into this energy. You may take the appropriate classes or ask the right amount of questions to the right amount of people to get you into this energy. But regardless, I do see there being like a stroke of good luck for you with your finances. And part of the reason is because as you work really hard to create, if not multiple income streams, sorry, I'm having a hard time talking, if not multiple income streams, then multiple offers that are going to be there for you. So if you've been putting in the job applications, do expect there to be more than one job offer, because yeah, you've just worked really hard and you made a good impression. Overall, your intelligence is going to carry you everywhere. There's something about your no nonsense attitude combined with your emotional intelligence here that is going to really get you forward within your career and or finances. I feel like we're talking about both here, so take whichever resonates, maybe even both. And then the King of Wands, the fathers here are kings. You're definitely going to be much more in control of your finances and or your career than you believe. And I really do love this energy for you. It may or may not be tied to this other partying energy or meeting the right people kind of energy. But overall, I see you being very social and coming about the right people this month, Pile 3. And this is all very good news. It's all about networking, and I feel like you're doing it rather well this month. So kudos to you. Let's go ahead and get your closing advice for the month of July. Again, sorry if my voice sounds weird. My sinuses have been absolutely awful. And I only notice it when I talk, because when I don't talk, I'm fine. But when I do talk, all kinds of stuff happens. So we're going to get your Let Go cards from the Let Go Oracle by Akal Pritam. These are things you can let go of in the month of July in order to have a better month, or just advice in general. We have this one. And look at the moon. Look at her looking up at the moon. Find a place of quiet solitude and listen to the goddess of the moon. Is she calling for more love? I'm being told to take love here as the love of friendship and the love of, romance, the love of humankind here. So yeah, some of you could definitely use more love. Also the love you accept within yourself. Allow people to love you is what I'm hearing. Allow them to love you. We also have this one. Relinquish defensiveness. Oh, that is hard to say. Relinquish defensiveness in your communications. Instead, stand tall, listen, and learn. Relinquish defensiveness in your communications. There's something here about really listening to people this month. And I feel like you will, because like I said, they have a lot of great advice to give you. Really listen to the things people are saying. And of course, intuitive hints can come in the form of people saying certain things that you would have never thought of. All right, that was a lot of cards that wanted to come through. Let's just get one. Let's get one. All right, let's get this one. Okay, that is weird. I feel like stuff is being knocked out of my hands right now. Pay close attention to your patterns and let go of those that are merely reactions to life. So you are witnessing the patterns that you have in your life right now, Pile 3. And whatever those patterns are, they can vary. I feel like you will know what they are. But there's something about those patterns that are preventing you from moving forward. It's kind of like a broken record, or even like, I don't know, there's just a pattern you keep repeating. And I'm not seeing it as a big pattern either. It's more something that you don't really think of that is preventing you from moving forward here. And maybe somebody will point this out to you, because sometimes people are better at pointing out things within ourselves that we ourselves do not see. Let's go ahead and get these are the ritual card deck. This is from the ritual deck, and it's out of print now, but I use it. If you do rituals, you could see this as like things you could use within your next ritual to make your month of July what it needs to be. Okay, we got 3. We have white sage, sacred cleansing, purification. So a lot of you could benefit from saging your space, or maybe using a lot more sage. I always associate white sage with the throat chakra. So something about the throat chakra could be important here, especially with having to listen. What else is coming through? Let's get the rest. We have black, mourning, quiet, and loss. So there's something about being protected from people who are not meant for you, or who do not have the best intentions for you. We also have waxing gibbous, refinement, adaptation, and transformation. So I really see you building up to something rather pivotal in the month of July, pile 3. But first you have to cleanse out negative energies, both within yourself and within your space. And know that you are protected. I would take protective measures, either by wearing like grounding or black stones, or just for some of you, salt could be important. I know I've been working with salt a little bit more lately. Let's get another card because I'm being told to do so. We have kyanite, another throat chakra stone. Connection, unity, and truth. So a lot of you will, it's like when you talk, you will be saying important things, or only speak when you know you have something good to say. And I don't like saying it that way because it kind of sounds like I'm silencing you. But what I'm hearing is that this is going to be a month where you really have to listen and only say what you need to say. Don't say more than you need to. Only say what you need to say, because not everybody needs to know your business, you know? So keep certain secrets to yourself, keep certain advice to yourself, and only speak when you know people really need to hear some important thing from you. Again, I don't like saying it that way because it feels like I'm silencing you. I'm not, but your guides are coming through that, saying that it's not going to be the month to gossip, because if you do, the whole world will know, and you don't want that. But yeah, this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. You can go ahead and claim any of this if you want to in the description below. And if you feel like doing so, you can, not description, the comments below. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the garnet stone, then we have you reading here for the month of July. I do have to apologize for my voice. I was actually knocked out for a good week being sick, so I'm a little behind on my July predictions, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I know everything looks different, and hopefully I get the setup just the same, but let's start with the card you chose, and we have this owl here. We have brown owl, clarity. Trust yourself to navigate the darkness and see what others cannot. So you are doing things and seeing and saying things that other people are not doing this July, pile 4. There's something about you kind of diverging from the path that everybody else is on, or I'm seeing like a breakaway due to the fact that you now have gained some sort of clarity. Whether this is breaking away from, for most of you, it's going to be from either a group of people or like the status quo. Like, let's say you and all your friends decided to go on a certain thing, but then you're realizing that it's not for you, or that there's something else that is calling your name. I feel like this is what's going on here, especially with this garnet stone. Garnet stone is very grounding. And whenever I think of grounding, I think of somebody who has to follow their own path. This isn't going to be for everybody, of course, but let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards to see how the month of July is going to be for you. I really do hope I'm following the plan just like the other. Well, it's kind of funny because I was just saying how this particular pile is going to be different from the others because it's been a week. So I'm wondering if some of you have been having trouble either falling behind or keeping up with a certain kind of plan or like a certain schedule. Because I definitely see a shift in a way of lifestyle for you for the month of July, pile 4. And it's one that I feel was very unexpected for you. We have the 12th house, introspection. This is due to the fact that you've been really doing internal work, the emotional, the mental, like you're looking at your inner workings and seeing whether the plans that have been laid out for you make sense for you, if at all. I'm seeing somebody who has woken up and I'm hearing that song. Suddenly I see, oh, it's an old song by KT Tunstall. It's like suddenly I see. Yeah, there's something about waking up, like quite literally, you've woken up to something that you didn't realize was holding you back. We have the 10th house of authority. This could have something to do with actual authority figures. So if this is the workplace, I feel like you realize that you can no longer function the way an old workplace used to function. Another way of seeing this, because the 10th house also makes me think of like the public image. If your public image is something that you realize you don't really want, you might decide to start making changes. Like I'm seeing a PR team trying to reestablish a certain image. That's not going to be for everybody, of course. I don't feel like everybody here is going to have that much of a public image, but there's a reconfiguration of how you come off to the world, whether that's in personality, your public image, or maybe just your appearance, because there's something about what you've been doing that doesn't make any sense anymore. I'm going to leave this card like that. Clarity. Trust yourself to navigate the darkness and see what others cannot. Yeah, because you're seeing things that other people cannot see. It could be quite literally, if you're very spiritual and have a very open third eye, you could just be seeing things very differently. But I'm also just seeing like you not wanting to follow what everybody else follows, because how else will you stand out? Or you coming to the realization that you're not meant to blend in with everybody else because you can't. So let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. From the Litha Oracle, we got Peonies 28. It is time to reap your rewards. Settle for a ride with Lady Luck. So some of you are going to have a lot of luck in July. And I feel like that's due to the fact that, again, you're breaking away from the norm. You're doing your own thing as opposed to following everybody else. And even though it seems that that's going to be like a high risk kind of thing, it's high risk, high reward. So yeah, there's something different that you're doing in July, pile 4. I really love this energy. We also have summer solstice, which was in June. I'm actually like a day or two after the summer solstice right now, recording this. 35, like the sun, spread your ray of light and ignite the light in others. And what this is going to do, what you breaking away from everybody else is going to do, is inspire people. I feel like this is kind of a calling, because whatever it is that you've been doing, you've been following everybody else's plan and it hasn't been working out for you. And what you need to do is inspire people with your unique way of seeing things, your unique way of gaining clarity. Like I know I keep saying that, but like it's literally like you've come across a realization, or you've finally learned something that I feel took you a little bit longer than you wanted to know, or you've gained information that is going to be able to get you ahead of the game from everybody else. Let's get a card from the... Is this the Work Your Light Oracle? Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So some of you could be stepping into a more spiritual path. I feel like a lot of you tend to do this anyway because you're here at a tarot reading. But with longing for home and belonging, it's like because you either lack a sense of belonging or you want a better sense of belonging, you're going to create something here that is going to be a much more... I'm hearing conductive and to the growth of people, conductive to the growth of yourself, your soul, and those around you. Like you're going to have people who want to fall in line with you because they seem to understand that you know what you're doing. Or at the very least, your leadership skills and your ideas make a lot more sense to them than a lot of other people's. Especially if you're creating a team, do expect people to line up to be on your team because they trust you. So go ahead and get another card. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Yeah, you're doing something different here. You could literally be dancing. I do love dancing to get the chi flowing, to get energy flowing through your body. I love dancing for that very reason. And this could be literally, you could go out dancing. And I think I mentioned that in another pile too. Or figuratively, where you're just doing a lot more movement. Maybe you're exercising a different way, or maybe your exercise is implementing something more along the lines of flow, like a yoga class or even a spin class. I'm seeing something where there's like a circular or like a flowing type of movement. I keep seeing that. I'm literally seeing the infinity symbol, or yeah, like the 8 infinity symbol. Something about that. Maybe some of you are getting a Kundalini awakening this month as well, which multiple Kundalini awakenings can happen in a lifetime, by the way. But there's something about movement that is going to be important. It could also just be the flow of ideas, the movement of thoughts within your mind as well. And then we're going to get 2 cards from the Self-Care Oracle. 32, make a meal. So food is going to be important this month, which makes sense because we're starting off with Cancer, and Cancer rules the stomach. And whenever I think of that, I think of like good food. So proper nourishment, make sure you're getting, you know, all your nutrients, all your proper food. Something about fresh food being important here as well, which also came up in another pile, I want to say. But I'm also thinking of like planning a dinner with somebody, whether that's a dinner date or maybe just for your friends, getting them all together and eating food. Something about nourishing. Another way of seeing this is that you're mentally and emotionally nourishing people around you. Like you're giving them exactly what they need to hear, or you're telling them exactly what they need to learn. Maybe some of you are stepping into a teaching role, but there's something about the information and clarity that you provide that is going to be so pivotal to a lot of people. And this is going to gain traction somehow, and it's going to get you somewhere. Let's get another card. Sweet treat. Yeah, maybe some of you are really spending time in the kitchen because I want to say there's not a lot of like food cards in this particular deck, but the fact that you got both of them, maybe some of you are hosting like a party at your place, like an actual dinner party. And maybe this is how you get to meet some of these people. Maybe this is how you share some of your information. I'm thinking of like, oh, I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but like a few years ago, maybe it still happens, where they had the essential oils kinds of gatherings at people's houses, and you would get to smell these lovely oils. And people would also make like, you know, little potluck dinners, or maybe somebody would host something. I'm thinking of that, but not to sell anything, of course. It's more like to gather around and actually have fun and make friends and exchange ideas that you typically wouldn't exchange. Maybe some of you are really branching out within your social circle. Again, because you decided to stop going along with like a usual friend group that you don't typically get anything done with, and you find a new friend group. Not saying that you're leaving them behind. You can bring some of those along, but it's like this new friend group, you know, you can get somewhere with them. Maybe they're going to help you advance in your career, or maybe they're just people that you really, really get along with. It's like you're picking and choosing what kind of people you want in your life, or maybe you're just networking. Maybe you're finally deciding to get some people over to your house that you typically work with, or that you would have liked to work with. Like there's just something here about you knowing that you have to do something different in order to get ahead. And this will involve the support of people, like influencing them, helping them influence you. There's like an exchange of ideas, an exchange of social energy that I'm really feeling, which is very interesting for my pile fours. Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot though, because this is very exciting. Peonies could also be an important flower. I know they smell really beautiful. And with summer solstice, every time I see this, I think of a family. Maybe some of you are meeting new families, especially if you're moving into like a new neighborhood this month. Which I know it's not going to be everybody, but there's something here about you branching out and doing things differently, and it's working for you this month. Let's go ahead and get the tarot portion. We're going to do in 3 sections. We're going to do the general. We're going to do the love and friendships, and then we're going to do the career and money, maybe health. Oh, it's been a minute. I have not shuffled my cards in a week. I have not touched my cards in a good week, and it feels so nice to be back with them. I don't know if anybody who does tarot is the same way. Like, I feel like my crystals, my cards all have a personality, and I get so happy when I'm with them. That's a Taurus in me. I like to pretend everything has a soul. And again, I apologize for my voice. I'm trying to recover. I could not talk for like 3 or 4 days. It was awful. I couldn't even record anything. All right, for my pile 4. We have the Lovers, Archangel Raphael. Intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. So for some of you, this could involve like a partner of some kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner, of course. It could just be like a business partner or a friend who will help you out. There is something here about needing the support of others though, like a symbiotic relationship where you both help each other out. So it's not codependency here. I do feel like it will be brought up, but it's like understanding that you need people sometimes. We also have Strength 11, Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness and compassion. Release harsh judgments and forgiveness and compassion are coming through very strongly. So I'm wondering if there's been like a fallout between you and a friend, or you and a loved one. And maybe that's part of the reason you gain some new sort of clarity this month. Because I don't see it being... It's not like... Well, let me get the rest of the cards first. We have 7 of Wands, Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Okay, so I do feel like for a lot of you, this came about because somebody said something. It could have been your partner. It could have been a friend. I do see there being like a disagreement or maybe like like nothing pivotal. It is pivotal in that it makes you change your mind about something and makes you shift your perspective. But I don't think this is like an end-all be-all kind of argument. We have the Page of Fires is a Page of Wands. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. And then, okay, two more. The Three of Swords. Excuse me again, pile 4. I just needed to clear out this because the Three of Swords, we have great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself and others, and the Star. So the fact that these two came out together, because I only wanted to get 5 cards for the general. Archangel Jophiel, happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, on the right path. So there's definitely been like a heartbreak of some kind, but I don't feel like it was, again, an end-all be-all. It's more like there was a discussion or an argument between you and somebody important, somebody that I think you care about, or somebody that's like really close to you. It could have been a friend, it could have been a loved one, like a partner that you're already committed to, or even like a family member. And I feel like this is what brought about this clarity or this sense of renewal. It's like because you love somebody, you chose to follow strength to better yourself. Because somebody here loves you, you decided to do better for them, or for them to allow you to influence you in a positive way. And I know that's not going to be for everybody. This is mostly for people who are already in like very healthy relationships. This particular argument was something that was brought about due to love, not due to a disagreement where you both try to tear each other down. It's more like because you want to build each other up, you want to work on yourselves. That's why we have the Seven of Fire here. The Seven of Fire is accountability. You can defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, but I've always taken the Seven of Wands to mean that because it's defending what you believe in. It's defending yourself. So taking accountability where you mess up, especially if it comes between two people. So this is you wanting to better yourself for somebody, or it could be somebody else wanting to better themselves for you. Maybe you both do this. Like I said, there's a symbiotic relationship here where you both seem to want the same things for each other, or you hold each other accountable to become better people. And I really do love this energy because the Page of Fire is kind of like a renewal within the energy of both of yourselves. Mostly within you, pile 4, because we are focusing on you. It's kind of like it gives you new inspiration to want to do better. It could even give you a little bit of a youthful glow, or a youthful kind of like an inspirational kind of energy. Like you feel like a brand new person. And because it's interesting that the Three of Swords came out and then the Star, because the Star is hope, but the Three of Swords is heartbreak. It's like there's hope after the heartbreak because you know somebody here loves you. It's like nobody would call you out on that if they didn't care about you. And maybe this is like the first time somebody has called you out on something and you're like, well, I guess you really do care about me because you want me to do better. That's not going to be for everybody, of course. Take that only if it resonates, but this is like a big theme of this month. And who this person is, it could be anybody. Just know it is somebody who loves you. Like I'm feeling that so strongly in my heart. Let's go ahead and move on to the relationships and friendships portion. It's funny, I think it was pile 1 who had something similar, where the general reading had something to do with a relationship. So for a lot of you, the month of July will have something to do with friendships, relationships, family. Like there's going to be a lot of love in July. I can already feel that. I'm excited for it. So for my pile 4, let's get your love and friendships. We have the Queen of Swords. Whoever this person is, they're very logical and or very smart. It's like they nurture through giving you common sense. And I feel like you find that very, very soothing, surprisingly. We also have Justice. Yeah, something about an injustice, whether it's an injustice being done to you or something that has been unfair within the connection or within maybe a social dynamic as well. We have the Lovers again. Okay. Pile 4. Let me know what's going on between you and your loved ones. We have the Nine of Swords, anxieties. I see somebody staying up worrying about somebody. Ace of Pentacles. And the Knight of Cups. Let's get one more. The Seven of Cups. So, yeah, Nine of Globes. What I'm seeing is that somebody brought up something very important or will bring up something rather important this month. It could be from the past month as well, because I feel like this is a conversation that keeps being brought up. Whoever the Queen of Swords person is, this could be you, this could be your person. I think you will know who you are, pile 4. But they keep bringing up a very particular subject or issue. I want to say it's a particular issue because we have justice here, and justice makes me think that it's something that keeps recurring. So whether it's an injustice being done to you or within this connection, I feel like you're both speaking about it because you care. Like if nobody cared here, I don't think it'd be brought up as much. And yet this is something that is like causing some sort of dilemma between the both of you. Probably more whoever's more concerned here. I'm not going to say who it is because I'm trying to figure out the energies here, but I literally see like, I'm just seeing like a symbiotic relationship here. I feel like most of you are already going to be in relationships. Or if you're not, you're going to be with, this is going to be somebody that like, you're inseparable. So it's either like family, maybe a child, maybe a really good friend. I don't see a separation here, but I see somebody worrying about somebody else and wondering why they don't do better for themselves or why they don't want to like get out of this anxious kind of energy. So what I'm seeing is that you're both implementing something important this month to better your relationship, something that's going to be a little bit long lasting. Because anytime I see the Ace of Pentacles, this is something that has the potential to last a lifetime. Some of you could be trying to be having children. The Ace of Pentacles to me is always like literally the seed of impregnation here. That's not everybody, of course, but for some of you, it could be starting like a new business venture. It could be moving somewhere else, something that is going to be long lasting. And of course, it could just be a particular kind of a habit that you want to continue to grow this relationship. Because with the Knight of Cups here, there's definitely a lot of love. It wouldn't surprise me if this was like newlyweds or maybe young love as well, because whenever I think of the Knight of Cups, I think of somebody who is like still wanting to woo somebody. They're still in the honeymoon phase, still in the charming phase. But with the Seven of Cups here, it's kind of like maybe for those of you who are not committed, you're seeing what your options are. Or if we're talking about a friend group, it's like you're picking and choosing what friends you allow within this connection or within your social group. If you share like the same social group, you're picking and choosing who you're allowing into your energy or what energy you are allowing here, which is very interesting. I typically don't read the Seven of Cups this way, but I'm being told to see it as options, yes, but like being very particular with your options, being very picky and choosy of who you allow into your energy. Because maybe in the past you've allowed certain people within your within your home or within your business, and it just ended up not being the best thing, especially with the Nine of Globes here. The Nine of Globes and Nine of Pentacles is something about knowing that you have everything that you need, at least within this connection or within this particular relationship, whatever it may be. It's like you're both happy together. So what else do you need? But at the same time, we have 2 nines here, so there's not exactly a completion. So again, I apologize that my voice is just all over the place right now, but I'm speaking a lot of truths, and maybe this is something that is difficult for both you and your person to discuss sometimes, pile 4, but I feel like it's worth it because there's just such a big sense of love here. Like I keep trying to find fault with it. It's like, well, is somebody here arguing? It's like, you're not arguing. You're bringing something up because you love each other. And what's underneath this? The Pillar, yeah, the Empress. It's probably more likely whoever's in feminine energy, which more than likely is you, pile 4, who's bringing this up, and then the 3 of Wands. Going ahead with plans that you've made. But I feel like, again, because there's so much love here for each other. You're willing to do what it takes to better yourselves. Because everything that is being brought up within this particular connection, I don't think it's something that is worth... You know how sometimes you have arguments and you're just like, oh, whatever, they're just mad or whatever, they'll get over it. This is not that kind of relationship, and this is not that kind of argument. You both care about something here, and I think you're both willing to fight for it. I'm getting two very strong like earth signs. So maybe you both have earth in your chart somewhere, or maybe this, again, this connection is just very committed. You've already been together forever, or maybe you're just newlywed. I am getting a little bit of newlywed energy. Like, it's like we just got together. We're not going to mess this up over this. Oh, that's interesting. Back of the deck energy for the angel guardian, sorry, the guardian angel deck is also Ace of Earth, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Globes. Whatever this is, pile 4, it's long lasting. And I think it's no coincidence that you chose pile 4 either. Pile 4, the number 4 to me means stability. This is 4 corners, 4 walls, something stable that is going to be long lasting. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. Let's get the career and finances. But beautiful energy coming from both you and your person. I really do love that. There's a lot of love here, you know? Sometimes when I see arguments, I get a little... I mean, it's probably my own traumas popping up that sometimes I get a little nervous when I see arguments. But here it's like, no, you're both willing to work on something. You're both willing to come together. Because you care. And because, honestly, I think you want to protect this, whatever it is. Let's go ahead and get your finance and career cards. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the King of Swords. We have this 7 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. So work is just, honestly, same old, same old. Back of the deck, the Hangman. When it comes to your career and finances this month, pile 4, I feel like I did mention earlier that some of you might be wanting to party with like some coworkers outside of work, and maybe this is why you're hosting like a party, or maybe just going out to dinner with them. So maybe some of you really are getting a little bit more social at work, or maybe even getting closer to people at work. If you work with your partner, I guess this would also make sense. I feel like that would happen. But with the King of Swords here, I do feel there's somebody here who's going to have a lot of good information for you. Somebody who's willing to impart a lot of wisdom onto you as well. This could be a boss figure or somebody who is just more advanced in whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's a mentor or whether it's somebody who is up above you who really just wants to show you the way of doing things, especially if you're in a mentorship right now or if you are wanting to advance. I feel like they have a lot of good information to impart on you, but I also feel like you're going to be getting closer to them both as a colleague and as a friend, if you're not already. I know some people are friends with their colleagues, but with the 7 and 8 of Swords, 7 and 8 of Pentacles, I do see you just, anytime I see these two within a finance, career kind of reading, it's just same old, same old. You're going to be doing a great job. You're going to keep up the consistency. You're going to be checking your work, and it's going to pay off. But with the 5 of Cups here, I do see there being like a little bit of pessimism, especially when it comes to either your paycheck or the effort you are putting into something to get something. So I do advise you to not get discouraged. The Queen of Wands here is letting you know that if you are confident and if you stay in this confident energy, you will be fine. The Queen of Wands is very much in control of her image and of the way she commands a room. So there's something to be said about your presence and how it affects the way people see you. So I do see that whenever you're feeling like you're not doing well enough to just, I keep seeing Wonder Woman, like whenever she just powers up, like when she has her hands on her hips and stuff, just get into that energy of like, I can do this, I am good. It's just a bad week, it's just a bad day, it's not a bad month. It's just something about your pessimism this month that is going to get to you. It might be a slow month for some of you, or it could just be maybe not as much as you want it to be, but I do see you again stepping into this energy of confidence that is going to get you a long way. With the Hangman, I do see you changing your mind about something at work, whether it's your career path, because I did mention the diverging path at the beginning of this reading. It could also just be you changing your mind about a particular person. Yeah, somebody who is a little bit more, it could be somebody new or somebody younger. Like maybe you decided to go along with them to see if they would help you out with a particular project or if they would be trustworthy. But I do see you kind of changing your mind about it because I guess they just didn't live up to it, or maybe they're just too young or they don't really seem to get it. But I do see you being in this energy of like wanting to get to know people and wanting to advance, but it's still going to be same old, same old. I would wait until August to see what else will be popping up. But when it comes to career and finances, everything's going to be just about the same. Nothing crazy. We might have a little bit more fun than usual. But this is it for the tarot portion. Let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. And I really do hope you and your partner or your person or whoever your loved one is It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner, of course. It could just be somebody you really care about. Do work things out. Because it's just lovely that somebody seems to care about your emotional and mental well-being. Especially, I don't know, there's something lovely about whatever connection you have right now, pile 4. I hope you do have one. If not, then I hope you find one. Or your friendship, whatever it may be. I'm getting a lot of love from that particular energy right now. Let's go ahead and get your Let Go cards. By Akal Pritam. For the month of July, for my pile 4, we have this one. I love this card. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. Yeah, like I said, you are doing your own thing this month, pile 4. You're doing your own thing because you're nothing like everybody else. I keep hearing KT Tunstall. I have not heard this woman since like the 2010s. Not just the Suddenly I See song, but there's another song. The lyrics coming through is, and the fire fades away. Most of yesterday is full of tired excuses, but it's too hard to say. I wish it were simple. You're close enough to me to see that you're on the other side of the world. I have not heard that song in so long. It's so weird. It wasn't even that popular here in the US, and I'm just like, why is this song coming through? Maybe I'll link it in the description. We also have this card. You will climb that mountain and then the next, which will bring great joy. Yeah, I feel like some of you are really setting goals this month. It's like you're kind of bored and tired of the things that are going on, especially within your workplace. So you're setting new goals or new ideas to get started. Like some of you are really a breath of inspiration this month. You're getting such a big life force of inspiration. Maybe this is something to do with your friends or your loved one. I feel like they really are just inspiring you. And maybe some of you, for those of you who are getting pregnant, of course, which isn't everybody, that new idea that you're going to become a parent or you're going to have a new child is really pushing you forward. If not pregnant, it could just be, again, a new creative idea that is just making you want to move mountains and be like your own person. We also have this one. Overcome the desire to tame your wildness. Teach your mind to follow your heart. I love that. Teach your mind to follow your heart. Some of you are definitely following your heart this July. I feel like the heart is going to be such an important aspect of your life this month, both because you love people and because you love yourself. Let's go ahead and get this is the ritual deck. For those of you who do rituals, these could be like things that you incorporate into your rituals, or you could just get the download, get the advice from the card. We have Vekano, birth, maturity, fulfillment. Oh yeah, okay, I love this because I did mention birth earlier, but I'm also thinking of maturity and fulfillment because a lot of what I said earlier, diverging from a path, doing your own thing, wanting to better yourself for the people around you, that's all part of maturity. So maybe some of you are just really, not saying that you're immature, but it's like you're gaining a sense of clarity to mature even more, to really think outside yourself, to think about your unit, the people you love, and a sense of fulfillment here. We also have spirit, Akasha, universe, eternal life. This makes me think of that Kundalini awakening. Maybe some of you are really tapping into that this month. Or just tapping in with spirit in general. We also have Raido. Lots of runes for you. Maybe some of you are getting into runes or you already work with runes. Journey, rhythm, and initiation. Oh, I love that. This is something new. You're beginning something new. It's like I feel like he's telling a story. So, an awakening, starting something new for a sense of fulfillment. The letters RB could be important here. Let's get two more. Because I'm really loving the energy of this pile 4. It's also been a minute since I've tapped into energy in the reading, so maybe that's why I'm enjoying it. Let's get, here we go. Root chakra, lots of stability. I'm not surprised. Get lots of grounding. Garnet itself is a very grounding stone. Let me put her here. We have boundary, grounding, and nourishment. And again, the earth signs are here. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So maybe earth signs could be important this month. We also have last quarter, vulnerability, surrender, and letting go. We are letting go of the things that no longer suit us this month. The last quarter moon could also be important here, of course, but I'm thinking more of just letting go of the things that that are just not great for you. And I feel like this has been a point of contention for a while now. Or maybe your loved one has been bringing this up. Again, we're letting go of worries. We're letting go of anything that just doesn't benefit us anymore. Because, why hold on to things that make life difficult? Why hold on to that? Back of the deck, first quarter, yeah. And then a better thing will come through. Focus, momentum, and motivation. When you let go of the things that weigh you down, better things are going to come in. But this is where I leave my beautiful pile for. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I send you nothing but best love and wishes for the month of July. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.